Okay, in the last session, what we have discussed, Dhamma, till where we discussed in the module 3, right? We have started module 3, right? Directives, conditional directives, style directives, mouse and keyboard event directives, Angularjs built-in directives. Where we are, conditional directives completed, right? Yes, all of you.
Yes, sir. Conditional directive
Anyone
completed.
can give conditional directives. Angularjs common directives, ng app directive, ng unit directive, ng model directive, ng repeat directive, and some conditional directives like ng show directive and ng hide directive. What is the difference between ng show and hide directives? Anyone, please give me reply. Differences among ng show, ng hide, ng if directives. Anybody? What if ng show directive returns true? Can I see the content?
Yes, sir. If ng show is true means we can see content. If ng hide is true means
We can see.
we cannot see.
If it is hide means hide true means we cannot see. Right? What about ng if? Same like ng show, ng hide, or is it different?
It is different, sir. It will remove the element from the DOM model only.
Yes, right. Example we have seen already. What about ng switch, ma? Have you completed ng switch? Switch case.
Yes, sir, it was completed in last class.
Last session we have completed, right? This one.
Yes, sir.
ng switch.
Yes, sir.
Next, what about mouse event directives? Ng click, ng double click.
Yeah, sir. Click and double click also over. Last class, this was the last topic, sir. Mouse clicking event.
Ng click, mouse clicking events completed. Next, now we can see key event directives. Okay, keyboard event directives. Is all of you listen clearly here? In Angularjs, we have key event directives also. Those are ng key down, key up, key press. These are the directives we are going to discuss here. So in the AngularJS, ng key down directive specifies the custom behavior of the AngularJS when the keyboard is used on the specific HTML element. So what are the key strokes here? Key down, key press, key up. These are the keystroke where we can use this key down, key press, key up event. So it supports by input field, select field, text area field, and other editable elements. Okay, so what is the syntax for a key expression? So element, any HTML element. Next, ng hyphen key down is the attribute, then equal to expression we can write. This is the syntax. See here we have example. Same example which I have shown with the mouse event. So these are common script. We are taking one input field, means input means, so that is the text box. Attribute we are taking that is you are pressing key down, the logic will be implemented. What logic we are writing? Count equal to count plus 1. We need to initialize the count, right? Initially by using ng hyphen init attribute, we initialized count value is 0. Then count equal to count plus 1. Every time while you are pressing key down, okay, then it is going to increment. That value we should see, right? That's we are printing here. Okay, that we can see. Just copy this Control C. Oh, where is your desktop? C section. Next, I'm taking one text file. Then we are saving here with the dot extension HTML file. Save as. This is the example for ng hyphen down key down example dot html. Then save this one. We need to access JavaScript Angularjs file, right? That is available in JS folder. Okay, right? You can save it. Where is that file? ng hyphen key down example. Right click, open with, then Google Chrome browser. So one text box here. How many times you are pressing key down, that many times the count will be incremented. One, key down. Any key you can press. Key down key will available on the keyboard, right? You can press that key button. Okay, I'm pressing that button only. I can show, right? Are you understanding? Yes, all of you. Here you are pressing key down button, down button. You have the keyboard, right? Within the keyboard you are having some button, down button, down arrow button. While you are pressing that down arrow button, key down, so the event will happen here. The event is going to execute it, or that we can see here. So every time while I am pressing key down button, it is going to increment. That logic we have written, count equal to count plus 1. By using ng hyphen init attribute, we are initializing count equal to 0. Count will start from 0. Yes, all of you. Yes, all of you. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Press enter key or down button or left arrow button, right arrow button. While you are pressing the key down, so the count will be incremented. Or you can click on enter button, key down. Then we can see that event. Okay, next one. Our next event directive is ng key press event. So ng key press directive specifies the customer behavior of Angularjs when we press any of the keyboard for the specific HTML element. So keystrokes are same: key down, key press, key up. Okay. Suppose input, select text area and other editable elements. See here, element ng key press. That is the syntax. Same logic we are performing, count equal to count plus. Instead of key down, we are replacing key press. Same thing you can perform. Already these things you have done in AWT, right? Java. Same thing. Key press. Any key you can press. Any key you can press. While you are pressing, the event is occurring here. See, whatever key you are using. So while you are pressing the key, the event will happen here. It's all of you. Next, these are simple events, you know already. Then next type of event is called ng hyphen key up directive. Key up. While you are pressing key up, the event going to be occur here. The Angularjs ng key up directive specifies the custom behavior of Angularjs when we leave a key after pressing on the keyboard for a specific HTML element. While you are leaving key after pressing on the keyboard, then this event will be occur. It's all of you. So keystroke, key down, key press, key up. Supports for input, select text area and other editable elements. What attribute we should use here? Key up. So instead of key press, I can use key up. Okay. Control S, Alt Tab, refresh the browser. See here, keep upright while you are press and we are leaving that button. Then we will execute this logic. Okay. Press and leave. While you are leaving, the logic will be executing. So key up. Press and leave. Then we will get this one. Yes, all of you, are you getting? Any doubts regarding to this? That's all about keyboard event directives. So now we can see AngularJS built-in directives. Built-in directives. What are those built-in directives? Yes, I have already executed these directives. So those built-in directives are ng class directive, ng class event directive, ng class order directive, then ng class function directive. By using function we can do ng click or ng we can apply style also by using this. So ng style directive, ng submit directive, these are some of the AngularJS built-in directives. Okay, one by one we can see here. So AngularJS built-in directives in this first directive, ng hyphen class directive. What we can do by using ng class directive? Okay, what is the use of this? We can see with the example. Okay, right. Here, the AngularJS ng class directive facilitates you to dynamically set CSS classes on HTML element by data binding an expression that represents all classes to be added. It may be a string or object or an array. So the data item will be string or object or any array. Are you understanding? So AngularJS ng class directive facilitates you to dynamically set CSS classes on HTML element. We can set CSS classes on HTML element by what? By data binding. Data binding through what? An expression. Okay, that represents all classes to be added. That we can see here. And this ng hyphen class directive is supported by all HTML elements. It is supported by all HTML element. See here, we have HTML element and the syntax you can see here, the all HTML element, then ng class attribute. Okay, then equal to, then expression element has been closed. Closing element tab. Script view you can see. So we can use CSS here. Okay, so dot CSS. You have learned these things in CSS, right? How you can access external this style code into our HTML file. That's all of you. How many ways we can access? You know, hash, star, dot. Hash means how you can access hash style code here. Hash means through ID. We can represent through ID. It is dot means we can represent with the class, right? Dot means was dot means what? Class. Hash means ID. Through ID we can retrieve it. Okay. If you are using star means that is universe. That if you are writing CSS code by using star, then that is applicable for all web page. If you are using hash CSE, then that is applicable where you are using ID through ID. If you are using dot means, so where we are using class through class, so there we can access this one. Okay, so we are representing that we can see here. Already we have executed some programs through class example. Right click, open with notepad. See here, same HTML elements, script src, js/angularjs, we are loaded. Then we are starting with style. We are applying style here by using class. We are applying we are applying style by using this dot. Style tag, open and close. Okay. Next, dot CSE. Okay. CSE having color is what? We are applying text color. Color means what, ma? Text color. We are applying color for text. Then background color. Background color is what? Gray for CSE people. Then padding 20 pixel. 20 pixel. Then font family, career new. Okay, this we are applied with this class dot CSE class. Okay, dot means class only, right? For ECE, the style sheet script we can see here, color green, background color brown, then padding is 30 pixel. For triple E, background color red, padding 40, and font family Verdana. So style has closed here. We are applying style. So where we can use this style? See, I have written HTML code here, body, and our AngularJS attributes ng app to initialize Angular framework. Then paragraph tag we have written select the branch. So by using select that we are writing that one, select an option. So in the select, we are giving the name for model, ng model. Okay, ng model is what? Branch. So whatever the branch you are selecting, based on that branch we can see, we can apply that styling to that branch. Okay, if you are selecting CSE, then apply these properties to that one. Okay, right. Same for option value is CSE, then data computer science engineering, then option value ECE electronic communication engineering, option value EEE electrical and electronics engineering. Then we have closed that select tag. So select tag has closed number of options. So branch we have given ng model, name is what? Branch. Okay, now we are applying CSS for this data. How we can apply? See, we are using AngularJS here. So div, we are taking one div tag and closed here. Ng class we are applying here. Ng class equal to model name is what? Branch. We are applying here. So ng class branch. Okay, we are going to apply. So I have taken 3 H1 tags, Vardhaman College of Engineering, Shamshabad, Hyderabad. So for this I am going to apply the style. Okay, right, how we can do it? We can see here, we can see the output here. ng class example, right click, Open with Google Chrome. See here. So this is our HTML elements. Okay, we are not applying anything here. While you are selecting that branch, the colors will be applied. The CSS, what are the CSS thing you have written, that we are going to apply here. Okay, if you are selecting CSE, the branch will be CSE. So the NG class will be executed through by using this one. So this will be applied. See here that we can see while you are selecting branch computer science engineering, whatever we have written, that CSS applied for this div tag. Is all of you, are you understanding? Right. While you are selecting ECE, dot ECE class will be executing here. That means that CSS will be applied for this div tag. Are you understanding? Next, electrical and electronics engineering. Right, you are selecting that one ECE, dot ECE, whatever the properties we have written, CSS properties we have written within the dot CSS class, that we can apply for this div tag. So how it is happened? Branch, ng class branch. Are you understanding? Yes, all of you, any doubts? Right. That is that's all about ng hyphen class attribute. Okay, built-in attribute. Next is what? Ng hyphen class hyphen even. Ng class even. Ng hyphen class hyphen even directive. So what are the even attributes, even rows we have? Okay, even content we have. For that rows, we can apply that CSS. Okay, only for even rows. For example, if you are having a table, okay, table first row means odd, second means even, third odd, fourth even. So here, what are the even numbers? 2 and 4, right? We are going to apply the style only on even rows. So in that situation we can use this one here. So for that we need to use ng repeat. Already you know about ng repeat. So if you are having a number of attributes or object, with the object, then we can retrieve it like for each loop, right? See, the Angularjs ng class event directive works exactly same as ng class, but what is the difference here? But it is used together with ng repeat and take effect only on even rows. Take effect only on even rows. So the effect will be on only even rows. Okay. For that we need to use ng repeat. And it is perfect directive for styling items in a list. Okay, we are having list of items that we are going to display with the table format. So each table having rows and columns, right? For each and every row there will be odd rows and even rows, right? So while you are applying this ng class event directive, it consider only even rows. For that even rows it is going to apply our style properties. Okay, right, this perfect directive for styling items in a list or rows in a table, and it is supported by all HTML elements. So this is the syntax we need to use: ng hyphen class hyphen even, then expression. Okay, examples we can see: list of items we have taken. So this is list of items like collection. So ng class even, open with notepad. Now here I am using see here, loaded script, external script, we are applying style. Okay, so for dot even, okay, even is a class here, so that's why we are using dot symbol, dot even. Then we are applying this one and the background color this one. Okay, for only even rows. Okay, so we are applying. So where, see here, this is our HTML code body ng app. We are applying here, we are creating controller and all, controller view and all here. See binding, we are using binding ng app. We are giving module name here, sorry, app name here. So that means module name ag-app module name. Then we are creating one table. We are creating one table. Table ng controller. So that will be acts as a controller here. ng-controller. The controller name is what? My control. MyCTRL. My control is the name for ng-controller. So next in the table, what we need to create? Table rows and table data. Okay. For table row, for iterating number of elements which we have created here. Okay. So for iterating all of these values, so we are using ng repeat attribute x in records. So what is the list name here? Records is the list name. That means this all data available in where? Records. So that means the data available in X. Here you can observe we are writing syntax ng class even. So the class name is what? Dot even. Okay, we are accessing that one. For even values, we should apply the style. Okay, color and background color. See, I'm retrieving one by one value. So that value is available in X, right? X dot name, X dot country, X dot name and X dot country. That we are going to traverse here. Okay, within the table. Now see here, script I'm writing. So in the controller, whatever data we are accessing, we are displaying on the web page. That data we should give within the controller, right? So where this data is available? Within the controller. So within the list, where we need to create that list. See here, where within the controller I have created, or you can use ng init attributes also. Okay, so we have seen already the type of data we have retrieved. Now you can see within the controller. So where app equal to Angular dot module of module name, which we have given ng-app name we have given, right? That is the module name here. Next, dependency, the syntax we have already explained, we have seen also. Then app dot controller, we are creating controller here, app dot controller, then controller name followed by a function and $scope attribute, $scope parameter for this function. Next, so function has started here. Within the function, by using $scope, we can initialize, we can declare elements and we can initialize the elements. So records is the list. Okay, list means how you can represent. Object means within the flower bracket only this. So list of elements we are having. So that we are using rectangle box. Within the rectangle box, flower bracket. This is one element, means one object. This is another element. This is another element. These values we are adding. Those values are available in records. Okay. What attributes we are using, what properties we are using, name and country. Here name is Shanwan and country is Australia. Here name is what? Virat Kohli, country is India. See, for each element I am separating here with the comma. So this is like JSON format. See, flower bracket close. While you are starting with another flower bracket means you can separate with comma. Okay, each and every attribute should be available within the double quotation. See here, this all of thing, right? So name, one country, Australia. In this way, you can write all the elements. Name, Ricky pointing from Australia. Name, Rohit Sharma from India. So in this way, you can take number of elements. Okay, so we have prepared that list. We need to access these values by using above script. Okay, ng repeat, by using ng repeat, then we are applying css for what? Only for even numbers, even values, right? Even rows. So for that we have written ng hyphen class hyphen even equal to, within the single quotation, even we have written. Okay, we have closed this list, and function has been closed here. So that's what we have written within the HTML. Now you can see the output, then you can understand easily. We have applied CSS for only even rows. Open with Chrome browser. See here, this is the data. Yes, all of you are getting. This is the number of rows. We are having table having table data, table row and table data. So name, country, name, country. Okay, we have created in the table for, but we are applying CSS for only even numbers, right? So even rows. See, this is even row, second, and fourth is even, and 6 is even. For only even rows, we are applying CSS here. How we can apply? This is the script you need to follow. Yes, all of you. What is the attribute important here? Which attribute? ng even attribute. For retrieving all the elements, for traversing all the elements, what attribute we need to use? ng hyphen repeat attributes, where these elements are available within the records list, where you have created a record list, where you have created by using ng hyphen init attribute, or by using controller scope variable, by using controller scope variable. Are you understanding? Yes, all of you. Any doubts still here?
Yes, sir. Understanding, sir.
Okay. All right. In this way, we can apply style for only even rows. Okay. Right. What about odd rows? Same. We created. No, we can change this code here itself. Okay. What about this odd? ng hyphen class hyphen odd directive. Odd means odd values. 1, 3, 5, 7. These are odd values, right? For these rows, we need to apply style. How we can apply the style? So by using ng hyphen class hyphen odd. Here also we need to use ng repeat directive attribute for traversing all the elements within the list. Okay, what we are doing by using Angularjs ng hyphen class hyphen odd directive. The Angularjs ng hyphen class hyphen odd directive works exactly same as ng class. But what is the difference here? It is used together with the ng repeat and take effect only on odd rows. Take effect on only what? On odd rows. The ng hyphen class hyphen odd directive is always used within the scope of ng repeat directive we have discussed. Okay, so where we can apply? So it's supported by all HTML elements. So what is the syntax? Element ng hyphen class hyphen odd equal to expression, then close the HTML element. Okay, so this is the code for we are applying odd rows. We are applying this color and background color. So same code ma. ng we need to create all of this. So just changing the code here. Observe. You can observe here I'm changing the code. Instead of this we are using odd, odd, ng class odd. Okay, you can observe here. So I'm going to refresh. Now the color will be going to be changed for only odd rows. So for 1, 3 and 5, you can see this one. I'm going to refresh, so the code will be applying. See here, it has changed, right? Are you understanding? So for representing, for applying CSS for only odd rows in the table, then we can use this attribute ng class odd. So if you are getting somewhat difficult means confusion means change here odd. This is naming you are giving. Okay, that is not fixed. This one only fixed, and this attribute is fixed by the Angularjs. Okay, not these elements which you are creating, you are applying, right? Okay, odd. Okay, right. Are you understanding? The next element we can see here ng click. This we have already discussed. Okay, then if you are using by using function, we can see this one already. This logic we have executed by using ng-click, but how we can use through function. Okay, by using controller, we can see that one. So we'll see some theory here. Angularjs ng-click directive facilitates you to specify custom behavior when an element is clicked. While you are clicking means it is going to be affected. So it is responsible for the result what you get after clicking. It's supported by all HTML elements. Syntax element ng-click equal to expression. Okay, this example we have seen already. Okay, now what you are going to see here means, so we are applying style here. Okay, click the button. So button is the HTML tag. ng-click is our attribute, Angularjs directive attribute. Then logic count equal to count plus 1, ng-init count equal to 0. This logic we are going to be write in controller within the function that we can see. Okay, so now what we are doing here, style, we are applying style for that count. Okay, that is general. Okay, not related to this one. Okay, while you are clicking on this button, the count will be incremented. Count will be incremented every time. Okay, that we have seen already. So now what we are going to see somewhat different. Okay, that is by calling function. By calling function. Till now you did not see the calling function, right? How we can create function in AngularJS. That's what we did not see, right? Now you can see same logic you can write within the due tag. Okay, since this was same, then loading, we are initializing ng-app attribute. We are giving name for the app, that is module name. Then we have taken one due tag that acts as the ng controller, ng-controller, controller name we have given here. Then paragraph tag. So click the button that represents click the button. Then button we are creating here, button ng-click equal to, okay, demo. This is the function name. So we are going to call, while you are clicking this button, what we are going to call this function. Okay, if you are clicking on OK button, what we are doing, ng-click event will be happen. Then ng-click event, what we have written, we have written one function name. That means while you are clicking on OK button, we are going to call that function. What are the statements we have written within that function? That statement will be executed. That logic will be executed. Okay, then how many times we have clicked, so that count we can display here. Okay, how we can write that one? So this is our AngularJS code. First Angular dot I'm going to write within the single line, Angular dot module and module name, then dependency dot controller we are creating, controller and controller name, then comma, within that we are writing dollar scope. So sometimes it is not required, but we can also write within that. We can write dollar scope comma function followed by a control followed by a function, then dollar scope, then dollar scope dot count equal to 0. We are initializing globally outside of the function. Then we are creating function here. So function name is what, ma? What is the syntax? How we can create function? Dollar scope dot function name is what? Demo, right? Scope dot demo equal to function symbol, then flower brace. Within that we can write the logic. So what we are writing? Count plus plus. Every time count will be incremented. Then dollar scope dot count plus plus. So in before example we have written this logic within the button only. Now we are using our Angular framework here. So a controller by using MVC we are applying this one. Are you understanding? So this is common controller function dollar scope. Then dollar scope dot count equal to 0. Where we are creating? So this what you have to remember here. Function in this way you can create. Directly you should not write demo function symbol. How you can write everything dollar scope. Dollar scope dot demo is the function name equal to function and function symbol. Okay, then flower braces. Within that you can write logic scope dot count plus plus. That we can see here. Ng click. So first you can see ng hyphen click example, open with notepad. Say same logic before we have executed. If you are clicking on OK button, the count will be incremented. So while you are clicking on this one, the count will be incremented 1, 2, 3, 4 every time while you are clicking on mouse enter. So the count will be incremented. So same logic I want to write in MVC pattern. How? So that we have seen already. So this is the example for that. So by using function, by calling function, okay, created by calling function, open with notepad. You can see the code here. Okay, by using this function, the function name is what? Demo, that we are calling here. So it will display on HTML web page. You are clicking on this OK button, that means it is calling demo, that is available here. So what written inside of this will be executed and returning this value, then count will be incremented here. Binding we have applied, okay, by using expression tag. See that we can see here, like already we have opened, right? Okay, right, refresh. So I'm clicking this one. Every time the count will be incrementing here. Are you understanding? All right. So by using function in this way we can write the logic. Remember. Next, next attribute is ng submit directive attribute. Ng submit. So where we can use ng submit directive attribute. So what is the use of it? Where we can use that we can see here. The AngularJS ng-submit directive specifies a function to be executed when the form is submitted. Now, where we can use this submit button? While you are having form having what? Number of attributes, number of tags, number of input tags, right? And if you don't use the ng submit directive in the form, then it will be not be submitted. So if you are not in ng-submit directive, AngularJS ng-submit directive in the form, then it will be not submitted. It will not submit the data. Okay. And where we can use, it's supported by form element. Supported by what? ng-submit directive supported by what? Only for form element. Okay, this is the syntax. We can see form. So this is the attribute ng-submit, then expression. Let's close the form tag. Right. Next, that example we can see so that you can understand easily. HTML called AngularJS file, and within the body we have written ng-, that means we are initializing Angular framework. So that module name we have given here. What is the module name? My app is the module name. Then ng controller name we have written my CTRL, that my controller. Okay. Next, within that body we are creating form. Okay. As usual, you have seen the form tag contains form action equal to, method equal to, some for validation you have added some attributes, right? Here here you are using Angular directive, AngularJS directive for submitting the form. That is called ng-submit, ng-submit. Okay. So while you are clicking on submit button, what will happen? It is going to call action, right? We are going to call my function. That function we need to create within the controller. Okay, we'll see that one here. So you are creating one username text field, input type equal to text. We are giving name for that one T1, and value means which is visible on the text box. Enter username, that is visible within the text box. Okay, then input type equal to submit. So we have created only one text box. Okay, we already some data is available within that one through value tag we have given, that is enter username. Remove that one and you can enter some value, and you are going to click on that submit button. It is going to call which function? My function. Okay, in web technologies you have written action equal to, right? Here you can use ng-submit, ng-submit directive attribute, ng-submit. So for that we have written function. Okay, so while you are clicking on this button, it is going to call this function and it will be executed, and the data will be written here. That data we can print within the paragraph tag. Okay, so where we have written that logic within the controller, AngularJS controller. So this is the script, AngularJS script we need to understand here. So as usual, where app equal to Angular dot module of module name, then dependency. So app dot controller we are creating, controller name my controller. Okay, module name is what? My app and controller. Then function, controller followed by a function and dollar scope. Within the dollar scope we are declaring the variables. My text equal to, we have initialized the value form not submitted. Okay, that value we have declared globally, means that means outside the function. Dollar scope dot my function. So function name is what? My func, right? So my func equal to function. Then you can write the logic here. Dollar scope dot my text equal to username submitted. Are you understanding what logic we have written? So this is the text box. Okay, if you are clicking on the submit button, it is going to call this function. What you have written, the logic within this my function, we have written my text equal to username submitted. If you are clicking on the submit button, if you are not clicking, what is the default value? My text is form not yet submitted, that we can see. Okay, initially the value that is we can see within the web page, form not yet submitted. So if you are clicking on submit button, what we can display? So username submitted, that message we should display on the web page. Okay, we can see this example here. We have created here an example. ng-submit example. Okay, right click, open with notepad. If you want to see the code, you can see here. And how you can execute, open this one, right click, open with browser, open with browser. You can see here. So a default value is what? Value we have given, enter name. You can see. So within the text box you have given value, enter username. That is what we are seeing here. Okay, next if you are clicking on submit button, so first what is default value? Default value, that's what I want to show on the web page, means that we have declared here form not yet submitted. Okay, if you are clicking on that submit button, it is just going to call this function. What is the data available within that function? That will be shown here. My text is we are displaying it in the paragraph tag. All right, whatever it is. So I am clicking here, clicking on submit button. So username submitted. Okay, remove this value and you can give some name if you are trying to click. So username submitted. Username submitted. Okay, so if you don't want to show that value, you can remove that value here. Remove, control S, then refresh this one. That will be empty now. Now you can enter some name, Sivakumar, then click on submit button. Username has been submitted. Username submitted. Yes, all of you, are you getting any
Yes,
doubts
sir.
still here?
Yes, sir. No, sir. No
E4,
doubts. No doubts.
E4, E0. You need to practice this all the examples. If you are unable to practice, you cannot execute these programs in your exams. Okay, if you are not executing means I am unable to give marks. Try to practice this example as early as possible. Write in observation and record also, which I already uploaded this document in your Teams folder. Right. Next, we can see this example another way. See, by using list. Schema here. So same way we have created module and controller, then function that contains empty list here. We are declaring empty list and one variable text variable, one variable. Okay, empty text variable, empty list, empty text. So I have created one function, submit function. So submit function, then the $scope.text true means then it is going to be added a list of values. So current value, what are the values we are entering onto the text box, that value it is going to be add with the list that we can see. Okay, so scope.$text, we are adding text value here, so that we can see. This is the script logic where we can enter that value, So within the form I have created one function called the submit function. Okay. I have created one function called submit function. What attribute we are using? ng-submit attribute. Okay, like action. So this is the controller name demo. So here we are creating one text box, input type text. So model name we have given text, model name also what? Text only, and for this text field name also text we have given. Then we are creating one submit button, input type submit. Then ID we have given submit and value also submit, which is displaying on the button. Okay. Then while you are clicking on this submit button, we are entering value, some string value we are adding here. Means we are entering some string value. If you are clicking on submit button, it is going to call submit function. The logic will be executed. Then the list of items will be shown. List equal to what are the data we are adding to that list. That data we can see on the web page. So what is the logic? So what operation we are doing? Push operation. Okay, push means we are adding element to this list. Okay, what value we are adding? Current value, old value which is available within the list, and current value we are adding. Okay, that we can see here. ng-submit, where is it? ng-submit-list. Open with notepad, that we can see the code here. Okay, then open with Chrome. Yes, ma. We have written this code within the HTML. Enter text and hit here. Okay, I'm going to enter some data. Sivakumar. Okay, if you are clicking on submit button, what will happen? What is happening here? What is happening while you are clicking on the submit? Yes, all of you. While I am clicking on this submit, we are clicking on this submit button. Okay, so it is going to call submit function. So within the submit function, what we have written, what logic we have written? So we have declared one empty list. With that list, we are adding each and every element which I am going to enter here. So this is the logic. So while you are calling this function, submit function, it will be text. If it is text, then add to the list by using push. So push function we are using. Then what type of element? This dot text. whatever the text element we are adding, that we are adding to the list. Okay, each list of element we can display here. Are you understanding? In the list we are displaying list. See here, list. So I'm going to submit this one. Click on submit button. List added. Then run. Submit to the list. It will added. Then added. One added. Added. Raghu added. Are you understanding this one? Yes, all of you. Have you understood this logic, ma? Just we have created empty list for each and every text we are adding to that list. That we are going to display here. That's we are displaying here, right? Yes, all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So in this type of logics also we can write. 1 minute, ma. Next, you know, we can write CSS inside our Angularjs script also. Do you know that thing? Till now, what we have seen, we have written CSS file within the HTML outside of our Angularjs, right? So within the controller, also we can write our style. How we can do by using ng style directive attribute. Here, what we are going to discuss here, what attribute? AngularJS ng-style directive. The AngularJS ng-style directive facilitates you to set CSS style for the HTML elements. The value of ng-style attribute must be an object. What is the condition here? The ng returning what? That returning an object. Here the object contains CSS properties and values. That is like a key value pair. Okay, you have learned it collection framework map having a key value pair, right? Here object contains CSS properties and values in value pair that we can see here. Are you understanding this one? By using this ng style attribute, key point, by using this ng style attribute, we can apply CSS through AngularJS also. So what type of attributes we need to write here? Attribute must be an object or expression. What it is returning? Object. It is going to return object that contains what? CSS properties and values. Which type of things? That is a key value pair where we can apply. So for all HTML elements. Okay, what is the syntax? Element ng-style equal to expression, then element. Element close, right? So see this example. By using this example, we can apply CSS to CSS with the our AngularJS script. Script started here. So this is common. This is common thing, right? You are loaded and ng app attribute, ng controller attribute. Then we are applying style for this attribute. So we are applying style for this tag, h3 tag. H3 Vardhaman College, right? For that we are going to apply the style. Okay, ng hyphen style attribute by using what? Ng hyphen style attribute. So the style name is what? My obj. The style name we have given my obj. So how we can apply? See here, normal way. This is the syntax we need to follow, where app equal to angular dot module of module name, then dependency, then we are creating one controller through this app dot controller, then controller name, then followed by a function dollar scope, then dollar scope dot my object. How you can create object equal to, then within the floor bracket you can write the elements, properties we can write, color within the double quotation, key value pair, key value, key value. Okay, color equal to white, background color equal to brown, font size equal to 40 pixel, padding equal to 40 pixel. Okay, so by using this object we have applied these properties. So while you are applying for which attribute also, so for if it is history or what is the HTML element also, what are the HTML element, whatever HTML element it is, so we can apply this style what we have created here. This style we can use ng hyphen style attribute. So by using this name with this name, what is this one? This is the object here. Okay, that means we are returning value through this object. Okay, are you understanding? That we can see here. ng style. Right click, open with Chrome. See, we have applied. Function close, submit close, list to close, style. See here, are you understanding this code? It's all of you. Any doubts in this code? For H3 tag, we are applying style. Okay, how? By using ng hyphen style attribute. So for this we are using style name here, that is object name. We are returning object here. The object name my obj. Okay, that logic we are returning inside the controller through function. So dollar scope dot object name is what? My object. So we are applying CSS here within the floor brackets. Syntax here, observe syntax here within the floor bracket. We are writing properties, key value page, then key is color and value is white. Within the double quotation, then we can use here colon, not semicolon. Okay. So this what we have applied for this H3 tag. Are you understanding how you are applying this style to this H3 tag? By using ng style. That logic we are writing inside this object, my obj. So that logic we have written here. Yes, all of you, any doubts still here? Viva question. Can I apply CSS through Angularjs? Yes, we can write. Through what? By using object. So what is the attribute we should write? ng hyphen style attribute. What it returns? Object. Are you understanding? Yes, all of you. So the Angularjs ng style directive directive facilitates you to set CSS style to the HTML element. The value of ng style attribute must be an object. Value is what? Must be an object or an expression that returns what? Returns object only. That object contains CSS properties like what? Key value pair, properties and values. Right? Any doubts still here? ng style. This is another example. We can see schema here. For each button, we are going to apply style. For each button, we are going to apply style. See here, input type button, value set color, value set background. Okay, while you are clicking on this button, okay, it is going to show in the web page. It is going to show set value button and set background button and clear button. Okay, while you are clicking on this button, what will happen? ng-click. So here we can write my style, then color equal to color colon red, and my style background color brown, and my style empty. Okay, that we are going to apply. So how it is happening? By using that attributes. So by using ng-style attribute, I'm calling this one. Okay, so I am applying for span tag. Welcome to world of Angularjs. For this I am applying style. Okay, my style. Okay, so for this we are applying color. So my style color equal to red. That means font color will be red if you are clicking on this button. Okay, set color. Set background color. If you are clicking on set background color button, so it is going to add color, background color brown. For which text? For my style text. Okay, that is welcome world to Angularjs. Okay, then here another property, another HTML tag, pre-tag. Pre-tag used for what, ma? Whatever the content we are returning inside of pre-tag, that will be fixed. Okay, however you are writing in that way, we can see that one on the web page. So my style, that we within the expression we are displaying this one, my style. Okay, that we can see, that example we can see here. Where is that one? ng style applying background color, ng style button, right? Open with Chrome. Are you understanding? Right click with Notepad. Can close this example, then we can open this one. See here, this is the code we are writing. Okay, set to color is one button, set to background color, set to background color is another button, and clear is another button. Okay, if you are clicking on this button, set color button, what should happen? The color, text color will be converted as red. Okay, then if you are clicking on set background color, what style we are going to apply? That background color going to be brown. Then if you are clicking on clear, it is going to be clear. All right, so where, for which data we are applying this one? Within the span tag we have written the content, right? For this we are applying this one. Okay, that we can see here. I'm going to apply the color for this text, color red. Okay, next set background color. See, set background color. Set background color. Then clear. Okay. Is all of you are understanding? Any doubts still here? That way we can also use in the style attribute. Okay, practice these examples. If you practice only, you can remember, you can write in exam. All right. Next attribute is called ng-value directive. ng-value directive. What is ng-value directive? You already know in the text box you have written an above example also you can observe. You have given value, right? Value equal to clear. What about this value attribute? What are the content we have written inside the value that it is going to be show, right, within the web page. Here, by using this Angularjs ng-value directive, we can set the value attribute of input element or a select element. In which places we can add the value? We can set the value for input element and select element. Input element and select element. Those examples we can see here. So the syntax is input ng-value equal to the expression, then close the input tag. We have loaded script and within the body tag we have written div tag. So for div tag acts as a module and controller. Module name ng, module name is my app and controller name my controller. Then input type equal to text. Here we are using ng-value. ng-value equal to value name my var. For this we are writing logic here within the function. Are you understanding? Right, we are writing script, AngularJS script here. My var app equal to angular dot module of module name comma dependency. Then app dot we are creating controller, app dot controller of controller name. Then function $scope, then $scope dot my var equal to Vardhaman. So the value here within the input box, what we are going to display? Value is what? The value is what? Vardhaman. So we can see in the text box, the text is Vardhaman. Okay, see, we can see that example. ng-value example. ng-value example. Right click, open with Chrome. See, are you understanding this one? Have you understood? Yes, all of you. Open with Notepad. Just we have created one not text box. Okay, instead of writing value attribute, that is HTML element, value is HTML element. What is our AngularJS of element? ng-value, ng-value. So for that value we are not directly given here, we have given within the controller. So that is Vardhaman. So that means within the text box we can see this Vardhaman value. Are you understanding? Yes, all of you. Any doubts still here? Next attribute called as ng-required directive. Okay, in HTML you have seen already. If you are writing any text box, input type equal to text, name equal to name, and you are giving there required equal to required. That is HTML tag. That means what? If you are not entering any value on the text box, you should ask. That should not be empty. You should enter a value. That type of message you are adding, right? So that is default value. Okay, now here we can write. So here the Angularjs ng-required directive is used to add the required validator to ng model. Ng model means data. That means input box, whatever it is. Input type equal to text. Ng-model equal to model name. Then here we are adding required attribute ng-required attribute. That means it is validating. It's a validator. That means what is validating? It is a mainly used for input and select control, but it can also be used for custom controls also. Not only input and select, we can also use for custom controls. The ng required directive is necessary to makes you to able to shift the value between true or false. Okay, in HTML the required attribute cannot be set to false. Okay, so ng required directive is necessary to make you able to shift the value between true and false. In HTML the required attribute cannot be set to false. We cannot set the false. Okay, right. It is supported by input tag, select tag, and text area tag, and other editable elements. See here. So what is the syntax? Input ng-required equal to the expression, then input tag closed. Logic here simple. So HTML element we have script. That means we are loading Angularjs file here, and body tag acts as a module name we did not give here. Then form, within the form we are giving name for that form. The form name is what? F1. Okay, while you are validating through JavaScript, form name dot input field name dot value you are writing, right? Document dot get element by id. So in that way you are accessing. 2-3 ways I have shown, right? So here you can see the form name you have given, and input model name we have given here. See here, input type checkbox. So the ng model name we have given my bad. Then input name. Input means generally that is a text box. You no need to give input type equal to text. Okay, input, that means text box. For this text box we are giving name equal to my input. Then ng-model name my input, model name also I have given my input. And here we are using ng required Angular directive built-in directive attribute, ng-required. So that name we have given. For this we are need to write the logic. Okay, how you can access that one? Which message I want to display? Okay, which message I want to display? That message you can write here. When that logic we have written here. If condition, if not f1 dot my input. My input is what, ma? That is input name. That means text field name, the model name. My input dot $valid. It is valid or not? If it is not valid, f1 not valid. Within the form, the field, my input field. So we have given required, right? Not ng-required. So that is not. If not $valid, then you can display this message within the h1 tag, whatever we have written. You can display that message. That is the meaning of this empty. Okay, the input field user defined message also you can write here. the input field cannot be empty. So this logic we need to write. Okay, what is this F1 here, ma? F1 means form name. My input is what? Model name. Okay, so we are validating through $valid. It is not valid. If it is not valid, then display this message. The input field cannot be empty. Okay, so that example we can see here, ng hyphen required. Right click, open with notepad. So this is the code. I have added Angularjs, then right click, open with Chrome browser. See here, this is checkbox field. Click here to make the input field required. Okay, normally if you write, it will not display anything. It will not display anything. Right, if you are applying click means that field will be required. See, if you are clicking on this checkbox, okay, it is going to call myvar. So myvar is what? That is required. Okay, if it is required means what logic we are performing? If my f1 dot my input dot dollar valid, not valid, not, we are using not, then display this one. While you are clicking on that checkbox, it will be executed. So now if you are clicking on this checkbox, if you are clicking on this checkbox, so if you are not writing anything, the input field cannot be empty. That message we can see. If you are writing something, it will not visible, right? Doesn't have anything while you are clicking on this checkbox, the message will be displayed here. This all of you, are you understanding? Any doubts still here? If you are not clicking on this one, no validation. Any doubts still here, all of you? If you have any doubts, ask me right now, or you can
How,
text in the chat box.
how is that actually working?